Wasn't sure that'd work. Hostile intent. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Wrist weapon primed.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Vulnerabilities identified. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Torpificator is charged. Backward scan. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Hostile in progress. Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Have a fix on their weaknesses.
Get ready.
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Careful, Commander. This one's obviously at her breaking point.
Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Ugh, what's happening to me? My skin. It's burning. I feel dizzy. Not right at all. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Oh, I had to kill them. How do I know you won't turn against me as well? How do I know you won't come at me with murder in your eyes?
I swear, by the grand plan and all things numerological, what the Commander says is true.
You do seem like yourself, Commander. Can you tell me what's happening? I can't make much sense of things myself. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
You were still alive when the rift disassembled you. The modulator reconstructs information in the state it was stored in, which is why you were brought back alive.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything. So she never intended for any of us to survive. Figures. So what is it that left me like this? Not right. Stop speaking in circles. What are they doing?
When the rifts are inverted, that which was stored inside reforms imperfectly. To varying degrees, it appears.
So I've come back from death to some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? I assume you got a plan to help me? You do, don't you? How much time? With the way I'm bleeding out, I ain't sure how long I can hold on. Then go bring the fight to those bastards. I'll do my best to hold on. Hurry back, huh? I'll keep the porch light on. I'll just wait here, Commander.
Incoming Protectorate. Looks like they're heading to the Skip Labs. Wonder why.
Modulator at ready status.
The Protectorate endures!
Have a fix on their weaknesses. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Maintaining perfection!
Those Dragoons may not be in the best shape after being pulled from the rift, but that makes them no less deadly.
Bridge. Got
Doors, outsider!
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Have a fix on them.
Head ready. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Combatant scan. Proceeding to attack. Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Well, despite the low probability of such an occurrence, a rift and a plasma hazard are directly blocking our path to the Sovereign's ship.
We better look around, see if we can find anything to help us out.
Waypoint Station.
That's all rather intriguing.
enough. Hostiles nearby.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Remain vigilant. Gain sight. Through his beneficent guidance.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. All we need to do next is infiltrate the Sovereign's ship, stop the console, and obtain the rift modulator. So, typical day on the job from here.
Attention. Please report to intake for processing. Welcome aboard. Attention, crew deck. Intruder alert. Be vigilant.
Standing by to stupefy. Hostilities are afoot.
Shifting to 11. Let's look at card. You get it?
Target analyzed. Let down fire. Check your scopes for that. Investigating hostile intentions.
What's going on down there, Deck 01? I saw an intruder alert. Acknowledged. This intercom is to be used for emergencies only. Misuse of this intercom will result in prompt arrest and correction of the perpetrator. Now, how can I assist you, Deck 01? How many times must I explain this to you all down there? Every subject aboard the Providence must keep their deck access credentials on their person at all times. If you misplaced your access card, Sovereign help you, because I surely cannot. Perhaps a colleague would be willing to lend you theirs,
hard way or the smart way. Either works for me. on their weaknesses.
N-ray. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Combatant scan. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Recharged for mayhem.
Yeah. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Juma honing in on source.
Resorting to violence. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Well, that wasn't so difficult now, was it?
Security level.
Combatant scan.
Attention.
We either find access credentials or stick to the shadows then. Both options are certainly more efficient than raucous hostilities. Now to find the rift modulator. I estimate there's a 73.47% chance it's nearby.
Are you actually authorized? Come here. Be wary. I've heard there's an intruder aboard. I suppose that could be you. Forgive me. I'm still a little addled from my last refreshment. I'm going to set off an alarm, okay? You've been reviewing our experiments. I hope I'm not being replaced. I specifically went to mental refreshment to avoid that. If you wish to see the modulator, you'll want to speak with Chief Scientist Montserrat. He's in the rift chamber. Take these credentials with you, in case you're asked. Security's become awfully stringent of late. It wouldn't do to be caught unawares. That's why I carried 2 cards, just in case. Oh, though I suppose it's just the one now.
red box. Fortunately, the ship makes a convenient carrying case. Just need to learn how it all works together.
I was notified that you were here, though my fellow scientists seemed rather confused as to why. Unsurprisingly. What exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time, as a gander outside might tell you. Yeah, well, we all have urgent needs, and mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. You can wait. The IRC. I did not realize you were a colleague of sorts. We haven't shared much of our findings with your branch, I'm afraid. But our results do match. Raw data from whatever a rift engulfs is preserved, yes, but the essence of a thing is not. Like a sense of self, for example, is lost forever.
So you're saying you're unable to extract the perfect essence that the rift converts matter into?
Not exactly. The going theory was that we could purge defects from the data. But it's futile. I've proven that we cannot edit data in any form, but the console no longer listens to me, which is distressing. I've prepared a report for him showing how the very structure of the modulator makes what we're attempting impossible. But I doubt he will pay it much mind. Yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. Few of us have the luxury of optimism, myself included. But you seem rather sure of yourself. Perhaps that'll be enough. Here, use this keycard on the module over there. It will allow you to download my report and grant you access to the control deck. I hope you're able to sway him. Because if you don't, we're all dead. A deck up in the control room. The console is the only one who has the means of controlling it, which makes your persuading him that much more necessary. Go now.
Accessing report. Rift restoration analysis. Compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate. Marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for, from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity, has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
Schematic secured. These rift coordinates are deep into unexplored space. That contradicts most rift causation theories, or hints at more troubling implications.
We can concern ourselves with that later. First, let's find the console.
My calculations find this to be a particularly critical juncture. To deactivate the rift modulator, we must now, through some means, neutralize the console's threat. Alternatives to killing exist, but they are not without risk. You could try dissuading the console. Sow doubt in his heart. Undermine his arguments profoundly.
Don't know what you're planning when we get in there, but you say the word, I'll gut him or die trying. Or, I guess, you can try talking to him. And then I'll kill him.
Dr. Esmond. Very punctual, good. Don't take a seat, this will be quick. My sentinels tell me you have some interesting...
Power makes people think they're invincible. The Sovereign found out the hard way that it does not.
Ideas can be useful in the right hands. Especially now that our partnership with the Order has become... fraught. We may need our own version of their pacifying doctrine.
Oh, so... You've come quite close enough. Sentinels, if you would.
Your tampering with the rifts is against the plan. A correction is imminent, and none of us may survive it.
So passionately delivered, and yet so utterly incorrect. What you are witnessing is my saving of Arcadia, and ridding it permanently of trespassers like you. Do not place his decision at my feet. I know it's difficult for the likes of you to fathom the concept of self-sacrifice, but he chose mental refreshment for the good of us all. And what am I to do but carry on his legacy? What am I to do but achieve what he could not? I don't doubt that, Commander. Yes, I know well who you are. In any other situation, I might be compelled to take you apart and see how precisely it is you operate, but time, it would seem, isn't on your side. You are a relic of an impotent institution, propelled forward by nothing more than luck and foolhardy metal. Indeed. Rarely are there enough measures to keep the most tenacious of sprats from gnawing their way in. I've been following your progress closely, you know, since you so unceremoniously caused our Vox relay to crash into Westport. When you began your dealings with the Order and the Corporatists, I thought that perhaps having a chaotic element in their midst could work in our favor. But now you're here, scurrying around my ship and attempting to thwart the Protectorate yet again. You think yourself clever, don't you? The Sovereign is indisposed, leaving myself as the sole custodian of Arcadia. What's his is mine. And the victory I inevitably clench over you, over anyone, will be his in turn. even if he's not here to bask in it. Such bravado is unbecoming when you can't make good on your promises, Commander. Tell me, did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
You're proud of your actions? You consider it an achievement?
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. Very well. Once the rift destroys Arcadia, we shall edit the information stored within it and use the modulator to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the Matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended.
What he's saying makes sense. It's just illogical and nonsensical and just plain stupid.
You passed judgment without having a modicum of understanding. Years ago, the Matriarch discovered a crashed ship deep in the Earth, and in it, the first skip drive known to humanity. She dissected this tech, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse. And, well, that eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and greed. I've found when most people haven't a leg to stand on, they fall back into performative insouciance in an attempt to redirect the conversation. Always brazen, rarely effective. Listen closely. This is the work of the Grand Plan, guiding us toward humanity's ascension. Everything exists for this purpose. Since you took your time scurrying about my ship, presumably rifling through our things, I assume you also found information about the far-off rifts in untraversed space. That alone should tell you that we don't make our own circumstances. It seems they were made by the ship our Matriarch found. A curiosity, isn't it? Without this discovery, we may never have realized the power we now possess with the rifts. Yes, the Great Architect works in mysterious ways. What else can I do but what is bidden? The only one who might be impressed by that little proverb is your handler at the Earth Directorate. How unfortunate that they aren't around to hear it. Now, as fascinating as your pseudo-intellectual musings have been to witness, I've reached my limit. It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on, tell me all the ways I'm wrong. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner seeing it carried out. Do not presume to tell me what is or isn't the truth. I was advisor to the original Sovereign. I know the mind of a true leader. This is the path Henry should have taken. Yes, of course we argued over methodology. Henry was always too stubborn, too focused on the past to understand the opportunity before him. I regret that he had to make such a difficult choice. That one of the Matriarch's heirs is not guiding us. But he needed to look beyond himself, like I am doing now. Yes, well, we also lost the support of the Order, but can one truly call that a loss? We would have drowned already in the seas of war with the weight of their inaction around our necks. The same can be said for any subject who wavers. They are dead weight, and we must cast them off straight away. Once I win the war and leave those naysayers behind, harsh action will be swiftly forgotten. And once I provide for the needs of my subjects, I will have them forever. For every traitor in our midst, thousands of loyalists remain. If anyone attempts to move against me, they are merely announcing themselves as the chaff to be cut. And they promptly will be. You fool! With no leader, they will be damned. And I will not let that happen!
Ratcheting up my aggression. Vulnerabilities identified.
Your curtain falls. You are rotting Arcadia from the inside.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Access the helm. Now! Field calculations suggest the rift will soon completely destabilize. The rift modulator can be utilized to stop it, but the only way to do so is to fly it inside.
Maybe let's think of this less as a suicide mission and more as an opportunity in disguise. This is what my whole life has been leading to. If anyone's flying into that rift, it's going to be me.
The more the merrier. Or at least the more verifiable. Reckon I'll join you. Make sure this is done right.
I wasn't asking. I'm going. It's not as if the fate of the colony hangs on my actions.
All right. Somebody reliable ought to safeguard the schematics, ensure humanity is saved, and such and the like. If you won't, guess I'd better. Between these and the processed rift data, I'm sure someone can science up modulators usable at a safe distance. Rifts will soon be a thing of the past. I still have a few connections in the Order. Our scientists will see the rifts are closed in a prompt, efficient manner. Appreciate your pragmatism, Commander.
Can you feel it, Commander? The threshold to perfection.
And so, in the end, the commanders sacrificed themselves to save the galaxy. No one knew their motives or thoughts in those final moments, though legends grew around this mythical agent of the Earth Directorate all the same. Asa happily joined the commander on his final voyage, an enthusiastic partner in sacrifice. And thus she finally found a peaceful, poetic death within the raging chaos at the center of her turbulent life. Having died at the peace talks, Augustine DeVries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the star agent who tragically went missing during her mission. Val continued to serve the Earth Directorate faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Agent Niles Ibarra achieved the rank of commander, earning renown as a formidable agent, unafraid to challenge the status quo within the Earth Directorate. He had his work cut out for him. Anti-Directorate sentiment swelled following Zebulon Tran's release of the agency's skip drive agreement with the Protectorate, an agreement that had enabled the Protectorate's worst authoritarian impulses. Niles' association with Tran limited his opportunities for promotion. Although he never rose higher than the Chief of Special Operations, the position still allowed him to leave a meaningful impact on the agents serving under him, which suited Niles just fine. After thoughtful cogitation and calculation, Marisol slowly began to reject violence as the sole method for eliminating random variables. Not coincidentally, her social calendar began filling up. Forced to think for themselves after a lifetime of luxurious certainty, Protectorate hardliners banded together to preserve their society. Without the Order or the corporatists controlling Arcadia, they had a real chance at making a comeback. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment in a placid and compliant state. All parties felt it would be best to leave him in the hands of the remaining Protectorate, who had the most experience with refreshment's process and victims. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. The Earth Directorate's leaked agreement with the Protectorate did little to blunt the agency's mission or reach, especially with Skipcore technology released to the public domain. With unlimited sources for their drives, the Earth Directorate expanded their authority across the galaxy. The release of the skip drive schematics to the public domain resulted in new and exciting opportunities for independent manufacturers. However, unchecked use of the drives would ultimately lead to an even greater proliferation of rifts, once again imperiling the galaxy. It was once again up to the Earth Directorate to swoop in and save the day, stamping out rifts as soon as they flared into existence. Eventually, and in textbook fashion, they solved this second rift crisis, but not before much damage had been done. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.